Before operating the machine, make sure all taps are turned to the off position. Then connect your electric supply to the connector at the bottom of the machine. Connect the water line, turning it to seal the water line connector. Next, open the taps to allow excess water to bleed out of the machine. You should see a consistent flow. Once this is finished, turn the tap back to the off position. Remove the black water pipe from the front of the chamber. Now, set the water consistency at the rear of the machine. Turn the switch to the water tap on position. Next, turn the water to auto. Press the green button to turn on the machine. Then hold your finger on the water button, pressing firmly. Start the water setting between 400 to 300. Please note the water setting is dependent on the material being used. Then release your finger from the button, pressing the red button below to stop the machine. Back at the front of the machine, fix the water pipe back onto the mixing chamber. Turn the water pipe to lock in position. Next, allow water into the mixing chamber. This will need to be filled approximately halfway. Return to the back of the machine to start the process of adding water in. Start by pressing firmly on the green button to turn on. Then press the water tap button below for around 3 seconds. Press the machine off above with the red button. You will need to turn the machine back on as well as the motor. This is to push water down the rotor stator to ensure it is not blocked. Leaving the machine to run for a few moments, you can then turn the machine off again with the red switch. Then, return the motor switch to its off position. You can check the rotor stator has water inside and that there is a flow of water running out the pipe at the front of the machine. Now you have tested the running of the machine and the operation of the rotor stator. It is now operating correctly, not blocked, and primed ready for use. The mixing chamber must now be refilled back up to halfway, as water has been lost through the testing procedure. Return to the rear of the machine to begin this again. Filling up the mixing chamber for the second time to 400, start by pushing the green button firmly, then hold your finger firmly on the water tap button for approximately 3 seconds. Switch the machine off again by pressing the red button. Once this stage has been completed, you will need to have your powder ready for adding into the machine. Hold the powder over the hopper opening. When adding your first bag, it must be added gradually. Lift up the bag, carefully inserting the teeth into the side of the bag. Hold the bag steady, allowing the powder to fall into the hopper. You can check the flow by looking through the hopper mesh. Allow the bag to empty fully into the hopper. Place your empty bag to the side and return to the rear of the machine again. Turn the speed dial to speed 10. This is the maximum setting. Turn the machine on, pressing firmly on the green button, and turn the right-hand switch to the right. At the front of the machine, you should start to see water flowing out, followed by a creamy substance. You will need to dial in the water level until you are happy with the consistency. At the rear of the machine, while it is operating, turn the motor switch to the clockwise position on. Then, under the water tap switch, turn the black tap gently clockwise and adjust to suit the material consistency required. Turn the machine down to 340 and reassess. Once reached, turn the machine off by pressing the red button and return the motor switch to its off position. You will need to turn the machine back on again to check the consistency of the material is correct. Turn the machine on again and check that the flow of material is correct and flowing consistently. Once confirmed, turn the machine off by pressing the red button. Add another bag of powder into the machine by carefully placing it on the teeth again at the side of the bag, allowing the contents to drop into the hopper. Next, you will need to attach the pressure gauge onto the front of the machine. Pull both arms back to fix them in place. They may need a bit more persuasion to fix them firmly in place. The next stage is to connect the pipes, but these must be primed first. The best product to use for this is the dirty water that has passed through the machine. Use a scoop or small container to tip the fluid directly into the end of the pipe. You will only need around a cupful to do this. Next, connect your material hose pipe to the pressure gauge, pushing the arms back to lock the hose into position. Returning to the rear of the machine, the next stage is to allow the product to enter the material hose. Press the green button and turn the motor switch clockwise. Allow it to run for several seconds before turning the machine off again by pressing the red button and returning the motor switch to the off position. You will now need to attach the gun to the material hose. Before connecting, make sure there is no material loose around the end of the material hose. Holding the material hose upright, attach the gun, pressing the metal arms firmly down to lock it in place. Next, you will need to attach the airline into the machine. Like the water hose, insert the airline, turning it to lock in place. Attach the other end of the airline to the black hose attachment on the gun, turning it to lock in place. Connect up the compressor by lifting the cover and inserting the plug into the socket. Turning the machine on again by pressing the green button, you will start to hear the compressor running. Hold your hand over the end of the air outlet to check for airflow. You will see a red tap handle on the airline. Turn this off. The compressor machine will then cut out. You will need to check the rear of the machine before you begin spraying. Check the machine's white light is illuminated, the flow and tap switches are on, and turn the motor switch to the on position. Once checked and all is correct, you are ready to begin spraying, controlled from the gun. Picking up the gun, turn the red tap on the airline to the open position and begin applying the material in steady, side-to-side motions, building as you go. For larger capacity, you are able to add an extension hopper to the top of the Mixxmann S3 machine. To do this, remove the hopper mesh and place it to the side. Insert the hopper extension by placing the back of the attachment in first, then inserting the front edge at the front of the machine. Press down firmly, making sure it is in position all around the edges. Lock it into place using the hook and loop attachment on the side of the machine. You may need to unwind this to have enough clearance to place over the hopper extension. Place the attachment over the hook and press the lever firmly down to lock it into position. You are now able to place the grill back into position by placing the back edge into position and then the front edge. You are then able to lock the mesh into position the same way as the hopper extension using the hook and loop attachment. Make sure this is firmly pushed into position. You are now able to add in more bags of powder. Returning to the gun, you can begin to build more material. You may find the material takes a few moments to start flowing out of the gun. You can check the depth of the material application by placing your finger into it and checking the depth. Once you have finished spraying, the next step is to expel any leftover material out of the machine and pipes into a tub. This is done by running the air lines and pushing out the material into the tub. Once completed, turn the red tap on the airline to the off position again and return to the rear of the machine, pressing the red button to turn it off. Remove the plug from under the machine to disconnect the compressor. Now the machine has been turned off and the compressor is disconnected. Pick up the gun and release the remaining air from the system. To do this, open the red tap on the airline attachment. There should only be a small amount left. This is best practice for your safety. Once the air has been expelled, you can now remove the cap from the front of the gun by pulling it off from one side and placing it in a bucket of water. You can now release the airline off the gun by turning and unlocking the attachment and pulling it off. From the front of the machine, remove the airline by turning the line end to unlock it and pulling it off. Next, remove the pressure gauge from the material pipe. Pull both sets of metal arms firmly out and release the pipe from both ends. Add to your water bucket for cleaning. You will need to clean out your pipes next. Using a small sponge ball, push it into one end of your cleaning coupling. Holding your water pipe vertically, insert your cleaning coupling with the sponge inserted, pushing the metal arms down again to lock the attachment into place. You will then need to insert the pipe and cleaning coupling into the brass tap on the front of the machine, turning the end to lock it into place. At the rear of the machine, turn the water switch to the hand side and then press the green button to turn the machine on again. At the front of the machine, open the tap by turning it to release the water through the pipes. Water will run through the pipes, pushing the small orange sponge ball through. You will see the water turning clearer. At this moment, the ball should have fallen out. Allow the machine to run for several more seconds until the water is flowing clear. Turn the tap off at the front of the machine and press the red button on the rear of the machine to turn it off. It is best to clean through your pipework at least 2 times to get as much material out of the system as possible. Do this by turning and removing the water line and cleaning coupling, then removing the cleaning coupling and inserting the orange sponge ball again. You can now close the metal arms again to lock the coupling into place and insert the pipe into the tap end once more. Turn the machine on again, turn the brass tap open and let the water flow again for 15 to 20 seconds. You can use the clean flow of water to clean the waterline ends. Now, remove the gun attachment from the material hose, pulling the metal arms back and out to unlock the attachment and remove. Check the condition of the pipe inside and the ends to make sure they are clean of any material. Now remove the water pipe and cleaning coupling from the brass tap on the front of the machine. Next, remove the grill from the front of the machine by carefully releasing the hook and loop. Do the same again with the hopper extension and remove this as well, placing it to one side ready for cleaning. Replace the hopper grill, placing it back into position and securing it down once more. At the front of the machine, attach your jet wash hose to the brass tap and twist into place to secure. Press the green button on the back to turn the machine on and open the tap to allow water to flow. When you press the green button, you will hear the pump engage and turn on. Using the jet wash attachment, spray down the machine carefully, starting inside the hopper. Once completed, you will see a buildup of water and material in the hopper. To clear this, turn the machine on again and turn the motor switch clockwise to engage the motor. This will run the machine and clean out the rotor stator and pipework. Allow this to run until the water is running clear. You may need to run the jet wash more to help clear the system. Turn the machine off again. To clean the top of the machine, disconnect the power line from the top motor by opening the metal lever and pulling the plug out from the socket. Close the cap and rotate the metal lever back to the closed position. Remove the hopper mesh from the machine. Lean the top motor slowly back and remove the mixing shaft. It is now ready to clean off the remainder of the dust and powder. Turning the machine on and opening the brass tap, use the jet washer to spray off all the remaining dust. Get in and around all the edges to make sure all material has been washed away. You can use the jet wash to then clean off the hopper extension, remove the electric and disconnect the water line. Finally, to clear the machine of all the water, turn the black tap at the back of the machine and the tap at the front. The water will then flow out of the tube and top out of the machine. The Mixxmann S3 is now thoroughly cleaned and ready to go on your next project.